What's going on, people? What's going on with my good people? Like, follow, subscribe if you're just getting in here so you can be entered to the drawing. We live at NBR Apparel. Actually, we're in the mix of opening up our second location for real. So that's what's up. What's up, Cuddy? Yeah, we actually in the midst of opening up our other um, location. It's gonna be at Four Seasons. If you're from my city, you know what Four Seasons is. You already know. You know what Four Seasons is. If you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? So if you're from my city, we definitely gonna be there next month. We're trying to get it open. We're trying to bust it open by the 1st of July. But we will be there in July. We already got the booth and everything, so everything going. Yeah, go ahead. Do your thing. Do your thing. Do your thing. But yeah. So if you in here, man, you just got in here. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button so you can be entered to the $75 raffle that we giving once we hit 600. We almost there though. So I was doing it another way before, but every time I got on, people would subscribe. So we said we just gonna hold it off, and when we hit 6, we'll get a gift card out. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I came in here to talk about the situation with the money side sweat and the lefty blue, which is radical. Um, I was at a show. Might have been about maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and I think his name was the Money Side Swear, or whatever. I had bumped into him. It was in uh Kansas City actually. He was deep though. He was deep, and he was young. He was a young kid though. You could see he was young. You know, they all blasted all up and shit. You know, and he got on stage. He did his thing or whatever. I wasn't performing. I just was there, and so I was there and shit, and I got to holler at a couple of his people that was with him, his management team or whatever, if he wanted to, you know what I mean, do some business as far as on the music side. But I never followed up on it or whatever. Then I read like a minute later he got killed in prison. But I didn't know what it was actually for, you know. But coming to find out, Mexican Mafia hit their ass. And Swifty Blue. And this is what I'm saying, right? I want people to get this. Um, in order for that to now, in order for that to happen, I don't care where you at, prison or on the streets, somebody had to be charged, which means he had to press charges. Swiftly. There's no way to getting around that. You gotta press charges for it to continue. All right. The feds can uncover a plot to get you knocked off. But if you say you don't want to do nothing about it, they can't prosecute them. That's how it go. Without your cooperation, it cannot move forward. So that means somebody told. But when you've been dealing with the system so long, you know these things. Somebody told. Now, it might have been in the heat of the situation. Motherfucker might have made a statement once they tried to attack him or whatever. But he told. And it moved up the chain. He might have gave some information up about who it was or where it came from. But he told. Now the feds done indicted 19 motherfuckers. A woman. I guess they was pressuring. One thing, I give it up to the mafia though. The Mexican mafia. One thing about them motherfuckers. They don't take no for an answer. And if you get in bed with them, ain't no getting out. Ain't all right. They're not on that. They ain't let you out by no means. No means. They're gonna hit your ass. Ain't no getting out. And you gotta get out the West Coast. You gotta get further to the east. Cause you can't, the Midwest ain't even safe. They in the Midwest too. You gotta get close to the east. They gonna find your ass. And they do work on the streets too. They vicious. So he knew that was coming. He knew it. He knew that was coming. I tell you what, and then now with all this shit going on with Latins, they after all Latins right now. All of them. They after all Latins right now. So my thing would be get your ass low, cause they coming. And they gonna knock sparks out your ass. What the deal? They gonna knock sparks out your ass. Ain't gonna be no getting off of that. They coming. Feds are taking no, they kicking ass and taking names. For sure. And it's a sad situation because they even mentioned the young boy that got hit. Talking about doing him the same way. So they must have really tortured him in that goddamn bathroom, in that shower. They tortured that young boy. But they must, they see a motherfucker on TV, music videos and all that. They think motherfucker rich. And then you tell them you ain't. They like, we don't believe you, motherfucker. We don't believe you. You better come up with something. We don't believe you. And they gonna rush your ass. And motherfuckers gonna get out the way. You know what I'm saying? They gonna get out the way. You know what I mean? So, in them aspects, man, you just can't, you gotta follow the program. Obviously, somebody wasn't. You know what I mean? I don't know what the fuck. Now I know he was in the shit with the Blueface was in the shit with the one dude who I think he went on he got a video with the motherfucker. And they found that this nigga was an informant and he was fucking cooperating. Feds picked his ass up. He go to jail talking about they gonna kill him. What the fuck was his name? Oh man, what the fuck was his name? Oh man. He was in a commercial with him talking about, and then it be the main motherfuckers talking about check in with them in California, but in the Georgia they getting blasted. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Same motherfuckers talking about when you get to California, check in. But when you go to the joint or the county, they checking you in. So what the fuck I'm supposed to check in with you? You go to jail, they checking you in. Oh, nobody. They checking you in. You know what I'm saying? That shit wild as hell. How the fuck you gonna tell me to check in with you when I get to California, but you can't go to the county jail? You getting checked in. Come on, man. Let's make this make sense for sure. Let's make this make sense, man. For real. Like that, what sense do that make? You want me to get off the plane, tell you, yeah, I'm here. But when you go to the jail, Your ass in PC. How you gonna protect me in California? You can't protect yourself. Can't protect. And then now you in the shower. They done tried to stab your ass in the shower, and you tell. Swifty told, man. Don't get that fucked up. You told. And it started because it was a gang attack. It started an investigation with the feds. He told. I don't give a fuck what he did on podcasts to say. Because if they hit you and it didn't, and they failed, all you had to tell the CLs and everybody else was, I don't know what y'all talking about. Ain't nothing happened. They can't press the charge. They can't. The case can't move forward. He told. Like I be telling people, man, when the federal rallies get involved, them motherfuckers get to singing like goddamn canaries. Like canaries. Got to be more careful what you're doing out here. And then you involved in these gangs that's tied to the Mexican mafia. And they eating your ass. That shit, we live. You know what I'm saying? Folks got to be careful what they be doing, man. You tied to these gangs and shit, and they extorting y'all and murdering y'all. And when you go to prison, you got if you're in a Mexican gang, you got to fall up under them. Only ones really don't fall up under them is Norteños. But the Serrano car and all that, they up under that Mexican mafia for sure. For sure. Southerners and the Northerners. The Northerners really ain't. They got their own little regime. But the Southerners, you up under that Mexican mafia umbrella for sure. Like Money Side Sway was, once you go to prison. Money Side Sway was. And so was Lefty Blue. I mean Swifty Blue. They all up under the Mexican car when they go to prison. See, they got their own little gangs in their little cities, in their little towns, and on their little blocks. But when you go to prison, you up under the Mexican mafia car for sure. And if they send an order down, you better feel it. Or you gonna feel it. Yeah, thanks. We had these was some of the stuff from last summer. We had a couple left over. Actually, I just sold a couple last week. The last couple we had left over from the summer sale. But, and both of them rappers. Mexican Mafia trying to get into rap music. You can see that now. And I guess they ain't trying to let them in, cut into what they doing. And they ain't having that shit. They killing them motherfuckers for it. Ain't no coincidence they both rappers. There ain't no coincidence to that. There is no coincidence that they both rappers. There is no coincidence they both went and they both are Serranos. There ain't no coincidence to that. But the fact of the matter is, they gonna tell. So now you got 19 motherfuckers indicted. But guess what? The fucked up part of it, they don't give a fuck. Some of them was probably out of life any goddamn way. They don't give a fuck. They don't care, and they gotta take the charge for their clan, and that's that. And keep hitting motherfuckers. They gonna keep, that shit ain't about to stop. They gonna hit somebody else. That's how I go. But you're gonna have other podcasters running this and all. I'm only gonna touch on it because right now, today, no more, because it's a federal case. But trust and believe, he told for sure. Swifty told for sure. No, no doubt about it. He had to. Or they couldn't charge nobody that attacked him. Without you pressing charges, there is no charges. That's why it's called pressing charges. And he didn't get murdered, so the state can't directly pick the case up. So he had to cooperate. So you'll find it. It'll be in there. You know what I mean? But motherfuckers who know common sense, once the article broke, they know. He told. They didn't uncover shit. He told them. Told them where it was coming from and where to look at. And they did the rest. Telling us at an all-time high, man. Motherfucker gonna burn themselves. Motherfucker burn you to commit for when their ass is getting burnt. You know what I mean? So you gotta watch what you're doing out here. And right now they after all music. Shit, they just indicted Fat. They fucking over Fat Joe right now. Talking about a Grunnell employee, ex-employee, 20-some years ago. Now he coming out. Come on, man. This shit don't get no realer, man. Shit don't get no realer. But what you gonna do? Roll with it and roll up out of it, bro. And they want gangs. They thinking these gangs has got something to do with these immigrants getting smuggled in too. You know what I mean? These gangs is these high gangs is paying for immigrants to get smuggled in too, and they get a cut. It's big business, baby. It's big business. Oh, I'm working on one. I'm working on one for sure. We working on one documentary for sure. Yeah. We working on one. Damn sure is. So actually we're working on a book right now. And then we're gonna work on the documentary of all the shops I done had and everything I went through, shit I lost, shit I gained, knowledge and everything, It's coming out the streets trying to run into business, man. It's different. It's ran totally different. Don't believe what the fuck they tell you. Totally different. That's for sure. But that's how I roll, man. You know? Like I said, you're gonna get a lot of people blogging on it, talking about it and all that, but they don't know the depths, man. It's a lot to go into getting that about the feds. It ain't what motherfuckers just think. It's a lot of people got to talk. A lot of evidence got to be uncovered. So for that to be a federal case, and you got to think the whole federal case is about him. See what I'm saying? So without his cooperation, there will be no case. The whole case is about him getting targeted. And then they heard on a wiretap them talking about how they hit the other little dude. So the whole case is about dude. You can't get around that, man. You can't. They uncover a plot of motherfucker trying to knock me down. They gonna come to me and say, "Hey man, we found this out. Woo woo woo. All right. What you want me to do? I ain't. I'm not going along with this shit. There is no case. Now they come to you and say, yeah, this whole thing is about them hit. Okay, now, yeah, I'm gonna cooperate fully. Boom! Now the case take off. That's how it works. That's how it works. You know what I'm saying? So, but hey, what you gonna do, man? Sad situation. That young boy lost his life because they was extorting him, and he wasn't but about. He was about that big. He was small. So you know when they rushed him, he ain't really had it. And then you know niggas stepped away like they did Tory Lanez. Niggas was walking past Tory fighting that dude, man. They was walking past him. Dude standing steady on top of him, hitting him, and they walking right past him. So I don't know, man. It's kind of wild right now. We probably about to get in another war. Probably his advisors, probably Trump advisors, probably telling him, man, the only way that you're gonna be able to stay in power longer, we got to start a war, and then we can't switch regimes in the middle of a conflict, not a conflict, but a war, a blown war. So he's probably gonna invade, or whatever, probably invade after they get to hitting. But shit, Israel getting hit back, so they got to do something. But he's probably gonna invade, and then most likely he's gonna try to use that to stay in power, saying that you can't switch regimes during the war. So that's probably gonna be his ticket to try to stay in office. That's his only chance. So his advisor is probably telling him, yeah, the war is the best strategy if you want to stay in power. So I don't know. For real, for real. But they voted him in. And they indicting him and they sending their ass back to Mexico. It's the land of the free. But in the instance, man, y'all like, y'all follow, subscribe. I just wanted to tap in, get y'all some content. I've been going through this situation with my hand and all that. But like I said, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button so you can be entered into the drawing. When we open our new location, we're gonna do a live from there, let y'all see it. And we also keeping this location too. So it's always been a dream of mine to have two locations at the same time. I guess it's come true. Who knew? And I'm out.